Oh, check this out. 1 hour ago, Nintendo announced that they're gonna do a patch to fix all the bugs.
So they've never actually fixed any of the bugs from the sound of it.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's hilarious. But we're back. I'm your host, the RPG Guy. With me is the beautiful, wonderful Meplus. And we have done it. We have done what probably many by this point have also done, but we're gonna pretend like they haven't and be like we've done what no one else has done. No, we've done what a lot of people have done. But we did it our way, our own way of doing it, which is figuring as much of it out as possible. There were highs, there were lows, there were rage outs, there were disagreements, there were agreements.
You want to turn on your camera so you're not looking at your character's ass?
No, you can look at my ass. Look at that ass. It is the ass of a true villain. No, and there might have been some intermittent tomfoolery, but we did it. Looks like you're out of breath. Yeah, come with you. And yes, we have completed the Pokédex. We have beaten the game. And we will prove it. We have completed our Pokédex with some help from you, the viewers, who provided us with Sprigatitos for our trouble. But everything is here. All 400 freaking Pikmin!
I even caught some shinies along the way.
And Meeps caught some shinies along the way. I was gifted a shiny. And then so yeah, we did it with, I evolved almost all of my Pokemon with a few exceptions because just it was an accident, but I evolved them anyway. So the ones that I accidentally caught, I went and started over and evolved them. So every Pokemon in my set was evolved, and Meeps went out and got the Pokemon and evolved most of hers and had, I think, caught a few as well. And yeah, we did it, right, Meeps? So we put in I would say Pawniard was the hardest.
I like the feel behind Pawniards, but yeah, that one was definitely a bit awkward.
He was the cringiest. So
it was kind of cringe, bro.
It was kind of cringe, bro. So we finished the Pokédex. We've got some of our Pokemon to like level 100.
Yeah.
And we wanted to save the stream. The stream is specifically us turning in the 400 Pokemon to the professor, right? To the biology professor. And we are also going to give our opinions because, fuck you, Ed Sheeran, you fucking piece of fucking horse shit.
Let's take the profiles.
You fucking copyright claimed the YouTube video.
I have 72 hours left.
That had our freaking information in it. Oh, where did you find that again?
Minus X profile.
You had how many hours?
72.
72. 46. What is yours?
30 seconds. 72. 36.
So you actually beat the game complete, 100% complete, 10 minutes faster than I am. Mad fucking skills, y'all.
And I have some cool Pokemon to show for it.
Mm-hmm. You do. You very much do. Oh, she whipping out her shinies? You're whipping out your shinies, aren't you?
It says that I've encountered 6, but I only know about the 3 that I have.
Oh, maybe they were somebody else's? I don't see your Pokemon.
I joined the picnic. I've got
You got a
Frostlass,
Sneasel.
Weavile,
Freaking
Rock or whatever.
Ooh, shinies.
Honestly, Lycanroc looks awesome.
I'm sad. I had a shiny Primate, and then it glitched out and fucking was not at my party anymore.
Yeah.
It evolved to Annihilate and blew up. So there's a glitch right there for you. One of our only big glitches of the game.
Wow, there's actually a bit of frost on some of my Pokemon.
Aw. You're cold. You're cold.
It doesn't show up on your thing, but oh, is your like your Rhydon around somewhere?
No.
I guess well that guy is. Does he have any frost on him? Guess not. But no, check out my mount.
Interesting. Cause it's fucking cold. So, sweetie, you ready to go turn in the 400 to the biology teacher?
Absolutely.
Let's get her done. So yeah, 72 hours, and we acquired everything there is to acquire in the game. So that's actually a really good estimate. We did it with, I would say, as nominal help. Like, very little trading went on to complete our Pokédexes.
It was just for the Sprigato.
Yeah, just for the Sprigato. And then the manual trading that has to happen to evolve stuff.
Yeah, but I thought you meant with, like, viewers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, with the viewers, it was the Sprigato.
Yeah, fucking dodge.
Excuse. And, yeah, we're gonna turn this bad boy in and, I guess give our opinion about the game. So this is gonna be a very short stream. For anybody wondering. Usually we don't do them this short, but I figured you'd want to see us legitimately complete everything, so, you know.
Well, to complete everything, we'd have to,
The walking ones suck too, by the way.
feature the fucking herbs.
Yeah, which we don't know how to get it, and again, we're not gonna look it up, so. That's a complete Pokédex, bro. Hello, Godspeed. How are you doing? We have completed our Pokédexes. Oh wow, Twitch is acting weird.
Godspeed, say hi, you're gonna be in a video.
And yeah, we're gonna save this video. It's gonna be a short stream, but primarily it's going to be about showing off that we caught the 400. I guess they called the shiny charm. Don't tell me. Having one of these mysterious shiny charms makes it more likely you'll encounter shiny Pokemon in the wild. Well, I know what you'll be doing, Meebs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were gonna give our review since somebody wanted to not let us talk during the credit roll because he flagged the video as
a certain ginger.
What's his name again? Edge fucking Sheridan. What a fucking piece of shit.
Why would you copyright flag the credits of a video game?
Where people are talking over it, critiquing the video game and the people who worked on it.
Ed Sheeran, do you know what video games are?
Do you know what common,
Streaming media?
Yeah.
We're not making money off it, Ed.
You're not making on me. Yeah, we're not making money off your fucking song, Ed. You piece of fucking shit.
I don't even like your fucking song.
Your song was kind of shit too, by the way. I'm docking the game a point for using your music. I'm using that particular song.
I don't know what it is with the Pokemon Company. They try to be more hip with the kids, and I get it. You canonically play as a 10-year-old in most of the games.
Yeah.
But I don't like, I think, 2 years ago, a year or two ago, they had, Katy Perry make a song for Pokemon, you know what I mean? It's not my thing.
Yeah, I don't know. They're trying to reach out to the youngsters.
I like that he said hello in all caps, it's cool.
Can you not hear us? Are we muted? No, we're live, we're live.
No, it's because I said say hello.
And so, yeah, I mean, as a kind of a rule of thumb deal is up. Look at that. Thank you, Game Freak. So, You may view your plum at any time. You may stroke your own OCD.
Wow. This has been a long time coming.
And look we have 400 followers as we got to 400
That
Pokemon.
is pretty cute.
That is cute for on Twitch. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy with this result. I think we all are. And yes. All right, so that'll do it. I mean, that's our Pokemon playthrough. Meeps is gonna do a lot more rating. I have other games to actually get to, but like I said, because of fucking people like, I'm fucking sure, man, we have to now do a review. I'm sure people are fucking sick of me making, referencing him now. And so our review, I'm probably gonna go first, just because I probably have the least to say. As a non-traditional hardcore Pokemon guy.
Well, you're more charismatic though.
I am more charismatic, but I think people would care more about what a long-time fan would have of the series versus I'm going to be more technical. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, whereas you're going to be more about comparing it to the other Pokemon games. So, for me, this so far has been my favorite Pokemon experience. With that said, the music's pretty good. It's not the greatest music in any RPG game I've ever heard. It's its own thing, and that's fine. That doesn't need to be anything more than that. I'm gonna leave my Pokédex open. But I will say that I like the open world feel. I like the ability to see what I'm hunting for versus random encounters that are in grassy areas. I like a lot of the mechanics in this one, even though some of them I don't fully understand sometimes why they're doing what they're doing. Sometimes they're just doing what they're doing because reasons. I like the Pokemon designs. I think there's a lot of Pokemon in this game, so it could be argued that there's a little bit too much here, and that's fine, I guess. But that is something I've kept in mind about the amount of Pokemon. A lot of dogs, a lot of dragons, a lot of Eevees. So I didn't mind that at all. Again, the this is a solid like 7 or 6 to me, which means it's above average as far as RPGs go. Of all the Pokemon games, like I said, I feel this is the best one, mainly because of the way it plays. I enjoy what they tried to do. Did they fully succeed in that endeavor? There's some debate about that. So let's get in. I'm going to give my opinion about the controversy surrounding this one. Is the glitches and performance issues. Well, we just found out that Pokemon's releasing a 1.1 patch update.
Yeah.
In the next, couple days?
I guess so.
From the time this video was made. I'm playing on a Switch version 1, which is the original Switch. And Meeps is playing on the OLED. And my stance on this is that I didn't see almost any of the graphical glitches that existed in all of these videos that I've seen of the glitches, except for it crashed about 5 times throughout this playthrough. That's a lot. Triangle Strategy is the second most game to crash on me. That crashed about a total of 3 times. So, and that's a game that's 2.5D. So and then the lag. People complained about the lag in it. I experienced that lag in Mario Odyssey. I've experienced that lag in Mario and Rabbids tactical game that was out. I don't have it anymore. I sold that. I didn't really like it that much.
Oh, I think you said that you didn't actually get crashes or lag in that one.
No, I got no, not in that one. What's the other tactical game? No, I'm sorry, Octopath Traveler.
Oh.
I got lag in that. I got lag in Triangle Strategy. I had gotten lag in Metroid Dread. Okay, so I'm gonna be critical here. I think that this is more due to the ability of the Switch more than it is the pros and the cons of the game. I think the Switch doesn't have the horsepower to actually render Pokemon as this particular Pokemon game, because I see these same problems in other Switch games. Now in this game it's more prominent, but I guarantee you this game is graphically more advanced than probably Metroid Dread or Triangle Strategy, which is, again, Triangle Strategy is 2.5D. It's not a full 3D game. So just to think of it in that perspective, again, I've had this game did crash the most, but I didn't run into anything from the montages of that people showed, of like people falling through the world, people, what were some of the other ones? People's like characters looking like insane.
Yeah, there was definitely people that...
Oh, here's Liquid Snake. Yo, the Switch Bro is running on a phone software from 10 years ago. That's why it's slow. Well, yeah, that's my point. When I played Zelda Breath of the Wild on my Wii U, it never lagged out. Whereas when it played on the Switch, it lagged out for a lot of people. They complained endlessly about it, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm wondering if this studio designed the game to run pretty much... And my Switch is hot. It's like hot to the touch to run this game, but not some of my others. And so for all of the taboo shit that I've heard about Pokemon, like we even have a longtime viewer who had like a meltdown over how much he hates this game from what he read. He's never played it. It's just from what he read. And I disagree with it. We ran into none of that. He just told us the most goofiest story. He said the Tendamouse evolve shows them fucking. And we evolved our Tendemice, and they did not do that at all. And we, double checked by watching a video of somebody else's to do it too, and realized that it's no. There's a lot of weird. I'm wondering if the glitch videos, when we watched some of them, people were doing things that would break almost any game, and that's making the character fit into a spot he wasn't meant to fit in, and then summoning, the mount or something, and somehow it allowed it. But the graphical glitches are phenomenal. I don't think that they're that bad, at least what I ran into. And again, Meeps and I found every Pokemon in the game. I evolved almost every Pokemon manually in the game. I didn't go out and catch too many upgrades. I think I had 3 I accidentally caught that were evolved versions. Yeah. The electric eel one. What was the other one? There were 2 others. I don't remember what they were. The slack off middle one. That one I grabbed.
And the goth.
And the goth. Yeah, those were the 3 I accidentally grabbed levels higher than they were supposed to be, and I didn't realize that because I don't play a lot of Pokemon games, so I just figured, first time I seen this thing, get it. Not super high level, yeah. Oh, it's YDN90 from Twitch. I think we traded stuff with him. Or he was here before. He was here on Twitch a couple of days ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really... You're sitting next to chat, not me, so...
I'm right about the glitches. Yeah, the glitches are nominal. They're not like the shit I've seen online. People came in our channel and had us emulate them,
there were
like
people,
to recreate them.
There were people saying, you gotta go to that cave. No, the other cave. No, the other cave.
That's the one that has a strobe effect that caused people to have seizures.
Now open up your moves. No, you're doing it wrong.
And then we did it right, and yeah, we did it right every time, and it never happened. Like I said, the game's slowdown, I feel, is not the game itself as much as it is the Twitch can't handle it. My criticism of this is that the draw distance?
Yes.
Is not very good. When we were looking for the stakes, we literally were like maybe 50 yards away from it, and it did not show up on the screen. And then we moved like a foot and a half to the left, and there it was, right?
I would say that's pretty hit or miss. I mean, they kind of are tied to the legendaries of the game.
Well, and then a lot of the enemies were loading in as we were like falling.
Yeah, that, as funny as that was, that's kind of weak for
a alleged AAA title.
Yeah.
So, and it's made by a company that doesn't actively make AAA titles. They usually make handhelds. And so my criticism is more of the Switch.
With a patch, when is the patch? I just read that there was a talk about a patch about an hour ago. Yeah,
they're releasing a 1.1 patch, but so I don't think it's out yet, as the making of this video. And I do think that there are some glitches and graphical issues that they need to deal with, but they are minor. They're not game breaking. It's like me right now is fine, but I can even tell you one of the glitches somebody tried to do. I'm not going to do it myself because I don't want to break the game because I'm not a freaking moron. Is that they tried to fit this guy jumping in between here. Remember that one?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, they fell through the world because he couldn't, they landed.
I don't even think you'd be able to recreate it. I feel like you'd be teleported away.
It was something like that. You know, I'm going to save before I do it.
Yeah.
And then all of my save is gone. This is just an example of one that people were trying to do. I think it was like that, and he somehow I can't even replicate it. I mean, he somehow locked the character in there until he fell through the world. So, I mean, and again, the other criticism could be that was a day one glitch that they fixed right away. But once it's on, oh, wait. Yeah, how did he stay up? See,
It was something, no, he was aimed downwards. He wedged himself between an umbrella and a tree.
Oh, I thought it was this. I thought it was here.
It was roughly here. I feel like the trees are probably closer. I don't know if there's another area where they are closer.
It was, I could have sworn it was here, but...
I'm sure somebody could, come in and be like, oh, well, I did do it this way. You know?
Well, we had a whole bunch of that. Anyway, one of the glitches was there, and there maybe it was a table over here that was technically still closer than another. Like, these look a little closer, maybe. Anyway, I'm not going to sit here and try to force a glitch that I can't fully replicate.
Yeah, I mean, worse if you're trying to glitch it.
Yeah, we were trying, and one of them was going into a tunnel and opening a menu. So, regardless of any of that, I mean, the few glitches we saw maybe one dude walking through a fight, and that was out here, right? It was out here.
In front of the school.
It was one dude, and yeah, that was a legitimate glitch. We see random Pokeballs show up, and I think they were used as place markers for events, because every time we were doing one, an event was going on, right?
Yeah, I only saw one Pokeball.
I saw about 4. Then again, mine's the older console, so maybe...
You gotta keep in mind that the ones in Arvin's storyline weren't actually placeholders.
No, I'm not counting those anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, I realized that that's where he was letting it sit because of what's the dog. So I you know, the little glitches here were non-intrusive. They weren't a big problem. Nothing really bad ever happened from it. So we're gonna I mean, Meeps is probably, you know, she's gonna give her opinion, but I think her opinion on the...
I think you pretty much said everything I was gonna say.
Well, I guess game breaking would be falling through the world, and if you didn't save, you'd lose your progress.
Every time we have fallen into a spot that you theoretically can't get out of or you glitch into.
I did glitch into one spot, but then it teleported me like 10 feet away.
Exactly. Like, there's plenty of ones, especially earlier in the game before you have all the mobility, where you end up in an infinite downward fall.
Yeah.
Or you fall into the water or something.
That happened. I got trapped behind a rock.
And it'll just sort of teleport you to a safe spot.
Yeah.
We haven't actually been able to get out of bounds or anything like that.
Yeah. And I do know for a fact that there are people who are good at figuring that shit out. And I'm more inclined to think that that was what that footage was. There were a few that we saw that we couldn't explain, you know? Well, somebody was doing something and it just was weird. But people have also, my understanding is people have also hacked the game too. The biggest glitches we noticed that might be legitimate were the online features. Like,
online does
people doing stuff online.
Online does have issues, yeah, we've even encountered them. But personally, I don't see Nintendo as people who ever have good servers anyways.
Yeah.
You could probably glitch out any one of their online servers pretty easily.
Yeah, Nintendo's not known for their online gameplay, as far as I'm exposed to. And you've done more of it than I have. But, I mean, like, we were doing raids, right? We were doing terror raids. Mm-hmm. And I did glitch in that. Yeah. I glitched and played somebody else's character. Somebody else's Pokemon. I wish I was recording it. I was doing it for, I was grinding them for level candy. XP candy, rather. So my rating on this game stands. It's about a 7. It's my favorite Pokemon game. I've only played Fire. Well, I played the original Red and Fire Red, right?
I think you said that you played Yellow originally.
Oh, you're right. I played the original Yellow for Game Boy a long time ago, and then I played Fire Red. Let's Go Pikachu. Let's Go Eevee. Shining Pearl. And then this one. So I'm not... That's why Meeps' review is going to be different probably than mine. But this is a game's a solid 7. It's if you enjoy Pokemon games, it's a 7. If you are looking for a good RPG game experience, like if you're like somebody who plays lots of Final Fantasy or something like that, this is your first Pokemon game, you might feel that's just about average. Maybe a 5 out of 10, because if you're not into Pokemon, you're not going to like this game all that much. And that's just my belief. If you're a hardcore like JRPG gamer or like an American RPG style gamer that played a lot of Diablo and stuff, this is not going to interest you. It's not in depth enough. It's not complex enough or intricate enough probably to keep your attention. But if you're a fan of Pokemon games or you're a fan of like lighter RPGs, this is definitely one of the better ones to come out on the Switch. So... Especially because I thought Triangle Strategy was pretty mediocre at best.
Yeah.
So, all right, Meeps, what do you think as the OG Pokemon master that talks on this channel?
We really fucked up setting it up this way. I can't balance off you, you know?
Well, no, you don't need to. You just say your opinion.
I do. I liked it. There you go.
Okay, and why do you like it?
Dude, I'm blanking out. Why'd you set me up like this?
Well, what are the things that you like about it compared to other Pokemon games that you've played?
I liked that the story, it had more of a sense of story than before. It had more likable characters than a lot of the games. I mean, spoiler alerts for Pokemon Legends Arceus, but I played that, you know, a few weeks before trying out this one, and the characters in that one are just so one-dimensional and boring and just fucking useless. And this one actually had decent characters.
There's actually story arcs that are fully complete, that are not just going to the gyms and fighting the Great Four or whatever, the Final Four, and then fuck yourself.
They add a sense of personality even to some of the gym leaders.
Even ones I didn't like, they had some kind of persona. That's true, yeah. What do you think about the gameplay itself?
Nick, I was fucking talking. You threw my brain off.
I'm sorry.
You fuckers.
Well, keep going about the story. What did you not like about it?
What did I not like about the story? I will agree with what I've seen some people say. I think that Nimona is pretty weak. It's cute that like she wants to fight all the time and stuff, but compared to the other characters, she doesn't hold up very well. I mean, you know, they try to throw in a sense of character to her right at the very end, where they explain, oh yeah, she's the daughter of the dude that made the Rotom phones. You know, the only real downfall she ever mentioned is, oh yeah, I'm kind of bad at throwing balls sometimes, I guess. And she wears that arm brace. I don't know if that's supposed to be seen as, like, including disabilities, or if she just wears it to look cool.
I have arm cramps.
I mean, I don't know.
I have carpal tunnel.
I don't know what's under that, dude. I don't know.
It's just aesthetic, I think, but yeah.
Well, it would make sense when coupled with her saying multiple times that she's bad at throwing balls. I mean,
True.
she says it at the beginning of the game, she says it at the end of the game.
Yeah.
She tries to explain that she worked hard to get where she's at. But it was a little too late, you know, it was very awkwardly done. I would say that Arvin, of course, had the best arc in this game.
But he didn't seem like he was going to at first.
I mean, I like the idea of fighting some big-ass monsters to help a dude make a sandwich.
No, that's not what I meant. I just meant the first time before you know that. That's, you know, like, you bump into him a couple times before the story. The game is the same as Arceus.
Explain. In what factor?
The open worldness, probably. I think he's talking more about that.
I would say that I prefer the biomes and such in this one more than Arceus. Arceus's biomes are a bit one note. You have swamp, grass, ice, and islands.
In Arceus.
Yeah, in Arceus.
Yeah, there's a bit more here.
This one, you know, it's kind of like, this is gonna sound stupid to anyone that can't fucking relate, but it's kind of like the difference between the Sims games. You know, there's a difference between going to a localized, instanced biome and being able to traverse between biome and biome at will. Which, you know, what this one.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know,
Seems like it has as many terrain features, if not maybe a hair more, than freaking Breath of the Wild. But Breath of the Wild's world is way bigger. I didn't play them, but they look like when I seen videos. Yeah, I don't think he's played any of the Pokemon games, but when he watches videos of people playing
them. Yeah, I mean, they're both, you know, open world. They both involve Pokemon that help you traverse.
It would be probably, and I've only watched you play a little bit of Arceus, but the way the mechanics of Arceus and the requirements are different. You don't just catch Pokemon, different. You have to do certain things while you're catching. You have to document things.
Yeah.
So it's a slightly different mechanic than just fighting.
Yeah, I mean, whether you like the Arceus mechanic or this mechanic is entirely up to personal preferences. You know, Arceus has mechanics like, oh, you have to catch 20 Starlies, you gotta use quick attack with them, so on and so forth, which I think is a little more in-depth to get to know the Pokemon than just throwing a ball at it and put it in your box forever. But some people do prefer this way. They see it as a bit more personal than catching 20 of a Pokemon. You catch one of them and, you know, that you might cherish that Pokemon. So that's entirely up to preference.
We'll talk about the gameplay at that point, because you know, that's a great comparison.
Segment, yeah.
Segue, yeah.
There were some good things and some bad things about the gameplay here. Of course, Pokemon, you know, everyone always means that it's rock, paper, scissors, and they're not entirely wrong.
Rock, paper, scissors on crack.
They're not entirely wrong, but you know, this one could be a bit easier for a newer player. Once you've caught a Pokemon and you fight it again, you can see which moves are strong against it and weak against it. Older editions of Pokemon didn't have that sort of thing. You had to memorize the type chart. So that was cute that they did that. They don't have it, so you go up against a Pokemon for the first time and you know it. So at least there's that little aspect of it. That, you know, could be cool for newer players, but I understand how it'd probably frustrate more veteran players.
I need your fucking advice. I do what I want.
Yeah.
Would you say that the battle AI is a little better in the champions, or in the gym leaders and the Final Four and the big events?
The Elite Four was a bit off-putting to me personally. I mean, I see the whole game as the word cute, alright? Because, you know, there's little tasks that you do before the gyms, and some of them were, you know, cute, like, yo, you push the olive, I guess that's thematic for Smoliv, but some of them were borderline,
dumb.
Kind of awkward, like the Psychic Gym one.
Oh, where you dance with the others and it's all about friendship and feelings, and
that one was a bit odd.
Fuck that one.
I mean,
that one was
I understand. I have personally met multiple people who, you know, they got this game for their little toddler. It's their first Pokemon game, so I guess that appeals to them. But there's a lot of people besides toddlers playing the game.
Yeah, it was a little weak. That gym was kind of the biggest disappointment.
I prefer things that were like ever so slightly for an older kid, like the fucking Find Clavis or whatever in the Electric Gym.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that's still childish, but at least it isn't press up to make a smiley face.
Yes, that, yeah. And our favorite gym leader was Larry.
Larry.
Larry is
Great.
love, Larry is life.
You know, especially when you fight the gym leaders for the second time post game. You know, they have a additional few more sentences of like depth to them.
Than just showing up as these 4 random jack-offs.
That I think is pretty well done. I think the dialogue there is pretty cool.
You bump into all of them prior.
Right.
Yeah. Multiple times, too. But, yeah, we're heading into spoiler territory with story and all of that,
this
so...
is literally post-game our thoughts on the game. What do you mean?
Well, some people are that stupid, and they'll be like, "Why are you telling me the end of the game?"
Just put a warning at the beginning.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. No, I'm not gonna do that because fuck them. I'm sorry. It's like you're gonna read a review of people at the end of the game giving their thoughts on it, but you know they collected every Pokemon and done everything there is to do. You know, I mean, I'm indifferent to.
I feel like if you wanted me to do a spoiler-free.
That would be a whole.
I would have had to write a script or something.
Yeah, well, this is unscripted. We're not sitting here with a script. Most of these talks are always unscripted that I do on the YouTube channel because scripting's for chumps. Say what you really think about it in the moment because, you know, you can form you can make a better worded opinion, but then you could start forgetting things that you did. You start forgetting certain instances that happened. Whereas for me, I like to do my talks and reviews in the moment.
Right, but basically. More aspects of the gameplay. I think that the school was pretty cool. Sure, you know.
Could have done more with it.
I guess you could have done more with it. Yeah, it's pretty two-dimensional, but again, I definitely think that this was marketed towards the newer audience. You know, people who are newer to games. You know, I especially saw an influx of newer gamers when 2020 happened. You know, everyone started playing video games.
Yeah. And then the school does teach you the ropes.
The school does teach you the ropes. I mean, usually the schools...
If that players, it's a snooze fest. But
usually the schools in Pokemon games, you know, you go in there, you fight a kindergartner or two, there's a book sitting on the table that goes, fire beats grass, lol. And that's it. That's all that there is to Pokemon schools in the previous games.
Damn.
This one expands on that. However, the school does seem a little hollow. You know, there's not hallways, there's not dorm customization, there's nothing like that. It's teleporting to different rooms that feel almost empty. They have a little bit of character to it, but not much. And so there, you know, there's that though. I mean, I think I even probably learned something that I didn't know. I didn't know the exact math for critical hits or something. I was like, oh, it does bonus damage, you know?
Yeah. But if you are like a fourth grader, a 10-year-old or 12-year-old playing this, you can do the math. They're teaching you the math in the class.
Especially, you know, children these days, they missed a few years of school. I mean, pretty much countrywide at the very least. So, there is that.
Yeah. What do you think about the music and the
music?
and the visual?
I heard that a lot of the music was done by Toby Fox, creator of Undertale. Of course, he makes some kick-ass music. People usually love him. I think that some of the music's a little repetitive. You know, it kind of grains on your ears a little bit. Some of the music's pretty beautiful, though. I mean, there's a lot of depth to some of the songs. Fucking right before the stream, this video, Nick was sitting in a town, and I noticed an instrument in the music that I hadn't even fucking realized was there before, and I thought that was pretty interesting. You said it was like a fucking organ.
Orchestral Oz, or like it's that, and then behind that there was an organ patch, yeah. Not pipe organ like a church, we're talking like an electric blues organ.
So, of fucking course, this is obviously a huge step up to, you know, the handheld games. We gotta listen to the music pump out of a Game Boy. I mean, as much as I love, you know, some of the older music, I mean, fucking, you know, Eternal Forest kicks ass. some of the talents in Gen 5 kick ass. All that
Area
shit.
Zero's music was great. I love the theremin stuff in it.
Area Zero, beautiful music, beautiful layout. However, it feels a bit empty. They hype it up for the entire game.
Yeah, it was kind of a letdown. Yeah.
And then, you know, you have to traverse through, there's whatever. You have to traverse through it without your dog.
Or without your mount, yeah.
And you know, personally, I think that really hypes up, you know, being able to look through it later when you get to ride them again. But it's actually empty, you know, there's very minimal treasure.
One little hidden
There's
cave.
not really, yeah, that's like the only secret in the whole game. There's one little cave.
In that area, really. And the very bottom pit. And that's it. When you revisit it. That's where you find...
Right.
But that's where you find the mount to get and trade with other people. There you go. Pro tip right there.
I do think that some of the
legendary searching was a little... 8 stakes is a lot. This world is pretty big, and it's fine, but because of the range of vision, I think the stake...
You don't get to
hunting
bounce
was...
off me, Nick. You didn't let me bounce off you.
Okay, I'll shut up.
You keep interrupting me.
I am so sorry. Ow! She'll make me suffer later.
Okay. I think that the stakes are fine. They're a little annoying, but you know, it's an open world game. There's emphasis on exploration. Shut to.
Well, that sucks. I'd be feeling like I wasted time. I don't know if he's responding
For
to
Area Zero, maybe?
Area Zero or the stakes. I don't know which one he's referring to. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, there's very clearly several aspects of the game that they were trying to work on, but clearly there was some sort of time constraint or another. Because there's so many things set up to be fully customizable and cool and all that shit. Like there's those weird circles in the cave in Area Zero that do nothing.
Yeah, you're right. It almost looks like it was, and it almost looks like a sacrificial altar of some sort.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that would have been tied to the legendaries by mistakes that
Mm-hmm.
you find.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's referring to Area Zero. Kind of a letdown. Like you get to Area Zero, finish the story, then you go back, and there's really not much there.
Or there's even, I don't know if you can edit it in, but there's that town that you can find that has a gym stadium, but there's basically nobody in that town.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Where you find the armors.
Zap
Zibbity bloop. I know where it is on the map because
I don't know if they mean
Zappapico.
I don't know if they mean to imply that that's
Yeah, you can see the fighting arena
if
right there.
that's Miss Time's old gym or something, because they do try to give some lore to the teachers. Like Miss Time used to be a gym leader.
It's true.
They actually did a weird thing there. She used to be a gym leader, now she's a teacher, and then all the gym leaders they used to be something, but now they're a gym leader. Like Brassius was an artist. You have the bug lady, she was a baker.
Yes.
The ice one used to be some sort of snowboarder.
Normal dude just is the regular business guy going about his day. The ghost lady was a rapper.
Yeah, so it's definitely very interesting. I don't know quite what they were going for there. Maybe they're trying to introduce small children to different career paths, but that could be a real stretch. That could be a reach. I think that the picnicking feels a little forced. I mean, it's cute that you can, see all your Pokemon play around and stuff. You can make sandwiches, but we rarely actually use the sandwich upgrades. And when we did, we would just buy it from a place.
Yeah, we did it exclusively for breeding Pokemon. I did anyway. I don't know about you, but that's what I did.
I don't think I had that ice cream one at the beginning, and I saw the animation. I was like, that's cool, I guess. I like the art for the food though. That was cool. There's of course character customization that I think is pretty cool. You know, every town you go to, there's different shit in the stores that you can either use on your Pokemon or use on your dude. We did have a viewer that was bitching that there wasn't enough customization, which is odd. But, you know.
Well, it depends on what, I guess, your other big open world games you play. Because, yeah, a lot of them do have that level of customization, but this is the most customization probably in any Pokemon game.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, comparing a Pokemon game to, like, God of War is a little ridiculous.
Yeah, but, basically this could be a really long video, huh?
No, you're fine.
I think it's a fine game. It's probably not the most story-packed Pokemon game out there. I would look to the spin-offs for that thing, like Mystery Dungeon or Gale of Darkness or some shit like that. I don't know. But it definitely, for a mainline game, has a decent story. It has decent play mechanics. Usually with a bunch of Switch games, I fucking hate the mechanics, but this one played alright. There's a thing I said where, like, you know, it's good for new players, right? Of course, you know, there's gonna be the people that are like, oh, I played the first fucking game and I've been playing ever since, and this game sucked. And it's like, okay, well, maybe they just have different preferences. You know, they don't want their hand to be held quite that much. You know, there was also very little need for me to fight, like, the trainers in the game. They removed line of sight from the trainers with this one. And, you know, that's pretty hit or miss. We managed to level our starters to 100 anyways, and get by just fine. But
without using any candies. We didn't use any
using any candies.
Yeah.
So for the hardcore gamer, probably not for them. Unless they want to be able to say they played every generation. Yeah, I definitely think that this one wasn't given enough time, and it's geared towards children. But I still liked it. I still thought it was great.
What do you think about the glitch haters?
The glitch haters. They clearly were just trying to jump on some sort of hype train. I see them as a bunch of fakes and frauds, personally. You know, it's the same people. It's the same exact fucking people that you'll see, like, you know, look at a Pokemon. They'll be like, hey, what's that Pokemon again? And you'll be like, that's fucking Pikachu, dude. You know what I mean? I know that's oddly specific, but I've run into so many fucking people like that.
I'm a folk Pokemon fan, and I don't know what Gengar is. You know, like, right?
Yeah, like
that's been in every Pokemon.
That's one of the most popular Pokemon out there.
Yeah.
Pikachu, Eevee, Gengar, Charizard. That's like the main
one. Bulbasaur, even
Bulbasaur isn't very popular.
Squirtle.
You're just naming Gen 1 starters now.
Oh, okay, sure. But yeah, I mean, in general, yeah, there was a hate train for this game that seemed very, as we were playing it, it seemed very fraudulent in a way.
It did, yeah.
Even people that we used to watch, which this is one of the reasons we stopped, was this like, we're not seeing any of this stuff that they're complaining about.
Yeah, I mean, and then there's a lot of attention to detail, and the graphics that are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, we saw Shakers in the Suiting store. I saw Frost on my Pokemon in the mountains. You know, you can watch Pokemon walk around together and do their own thing.
They have little gangs, or
they have little
families, if you want to call it that, and then you slaughter the family. No, yeah. I mean, yeah, the whole hate train, and now I'm second guessing any opinion we would have had on Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
Not in a big way. We first clarification, we have not played Sword and Shield. We skipped it because people said how bad it was.
Yeah, people were saying that it was absolutely horrendous. I think it'll probably be a little bit like this game, probably just like a little
lower tier
down.
But now we do plan on trying it. We have a friend who has both copies of the game, so we plan on doing that at some point.
People were even, you know, when the trailers came out for this game, they were looking at the character customization. They said this game looks like fucking ass.
Which there isn't really much.
I think visually it looks pretty great. It's not the best looking game in the world. You know, you can see those mountains in the background don't really look that good, but
it's also a Switch game.
It's a Switch game, you know.
It's not a PS5, PS4. It's not a... Buck says he really enjoyed Sword and Shield. So, and we've had other viewers who said that too.
I don't know. I remember when Sword and Shield came out, everyone that I talked to was dissing it.
Gene said it was pretty good. And he's the one who's going to let us borrow his copies. I mean, you're right though. There was a train of people who said it was terrible.
Everyone was dissing it.
So, but that's the whole thing, is I'd like to now try it in retrospect. I'd like to try it in retrospect and see if it's really as bad as people said it was. Because a lot of people said they liked Arceus.
Yeah, Arceus was very controversial. A bunch of people said it looked like the shittiest game on Earth. A lot of people said it was really good.
Oh, that one too?
It was very controversial.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because that's why you didn't get it either.
Yeah, I mean...
And then you got it as a gift, so... And you played it. I think you said you almost beat it, or you beat it.
I almost beat it. I was getting pretty close when this game was about to come out. I didn't want to get burnt out.
Now you can finish it.
Yeah, now I can.
So yeah, if out of a 10, what would you give this as a Pokemon fan?
As a Pokemon fan, I would say this is probably a 7.5. Alright, it's not going to be as cool as some of the older games, Heart Gold, Soul Silver came with, like, the Pokemeter. It came with, what else was there? Pokemon walking behind you was pretty cool at the time. This one has something similar where you send them out to fight. But that feature seemed pretty lacking. It was only really used for the clans. The Let's Go, where you send them out to fight.
Yeah. And the XP gain from that was pretty abysmal.
Yeah,
you didn't get a lot of XP for it.
I guess it's for, like, collecting material if you...
And there were Pokemon you had to
really
walk.
Into TMs. Yeah,
to evolve.
That... I think a lot of the more recent games have had gimmicky sort of evolutions like that, so, I'm pretty neutral towards that, honestly. But I would say, give it a try, You can wait fucking 2 years for the next one to come out, and this one will go down to, like, $45.
I'd tell people to pay full price for it. You're gonna get your money's worth. You're gonna get 60, 70 hours.
You will get 60, 70 hours. I just know that a lot of people are probably finicky. They're really on the seat about this. They're really... True.
Okay, fair enough. But, yeah. What's your favorite new Pokemon that you saw?
My favorite new Pokemon, that's really difficult. I liked a whole bunch of them.
Aww.
I liked, I thought Tandy Mouse was very interesting. I know it's gonna sound stupid, but I think it's interesting for having multiple Pokemon as a Pokemon. I don't know how that factors in with, like, breeding eggs or anything. I know there was already Dugtrio and Magneton and shit like that, but...
More pronounced.
This one's more pronounced. It's not like,
Or like the Ghost Dragon, right? That launches baby dragons out of its head.
Yeah,
Right?
that's a good one.
Yeah. A lot of dragons in this one.
A lot of dragons in this one, lots of dogs. I mean, I'm not hating, dude. I kind of like it. I like Toad's cool. I think it's very interesting how
Oh, he was my favorite.
That Pokemon and another one, I believe, they tried to factor in this idea of this isn't related to Tentacool. It just evolved to look similar, but it evolved a completely different way. I think that's a really interesting sort of thing to introduce to the series.
Mm-hmm. I had learned from you and from collecting all these Pokemon, there's some fucked up ones out there. I would not.
Entries, very hilarious. Love Tinkatons. Tinkaton just fucking.
What was the dirt one that freaking attacks children and eats them on the beach? I named him Gory Hole, but
oh yeah, the Sandcastle one, Sandy Gast.
The one that drains the salt out of people.
That was a new one. That's I can't.
It's like it looks like a Minecraft.
It had some element as its name.
Rockwilly or
Oh, that's right. I did
Rock
catch a
Lie.
shiny one of those.
You did? Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I think that this game had probably more sparklies and Pokeballs on the ground than I would have preferred. Honestly saying. They really hand it to you. They really hold your hand a whole bunch.
Yeah, those red balls respawn with random stuff.
This
I think
is on
in
the
it.
side of the easier Pokemon games for sure.
I think I found 3 rare candies before I found a frickin' evolution gem, the ice one. Remember? I
Yeah.
was looking for it. So yeah, it's not like I said. As a hardcore RPG gamer guy who's played really hard JRPG games, this is a cakewalk for me. But it's not a. I didn't have a horrible experience with it, so that's why I'm probably
shiny Pokemon. Yeah. I have 4 shinies.
And I had 1,
Yeah.
and then it glitched out,
Yeah.
and I lost
that
it.
shiny's gone.
But I did get credit for my Annihilate.
Yeah.
Well, that was actually, you know what? That dude was my favorite. The Annihilate. I like that. That was awesome.
I like Mabistiff.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Mabistiff's very nice.
Yeah. There's a lot of dogs in this one.
Yeah, I didn't like the graveyard one
The graveyard dog.
as much as I thought I would. Of course, that one was in like trailers before the game came out.
Oh, okay.
And I thought he was cute, but he just didn't shine very much. You know?
Yeah, it wasn't super functional any more than any other Pokemon. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that really would conclude mostly what we have to say. Is it worth $60 if you're a Pokemon fan who was turned off by the glitch fests? We're telling you that's not a thing.
Yeah, it's not as glitchy as people are saying it is.
It's got some. If you're playing on a Generation 1 Switch, you're gonna run into a lot of lag in busy places. If you're playing on an OLED,
they're about to patch it.
well, that might fix it on the. But you didn't run into that kind of lag on the OLED,
No,
except
OLED,
in one instance, right?
OLED, I think this game, it's good to play it in shorter bursts, you know, because eventually the memory will try to leak out and you'll need to save, reopen it, and shit.
And it'll crash on you. But the autosave, keep the autosave on.
Autosave's good. There are a bunch of interesting options actually in this game.
Because every time mine crashed, I actually didn't lose anything.
You know, you could skip move learning. There's, of course, being able to relearn moves at a whim. You don't have to go to a move tutor anymore.
You don't. If you fuck up the evolutions that require a move, you can dig through your thing and try it. You don't have to buy a bunch of TMs or seek out TMs to correct the mistake. Like, I think I had to do that in Pearl, and I didn't like that. Well, it would have been nice to know I needed that skill, fucker.
Yeah, so this game, it's very, very open. It's very easy. It's a nice, chill game, you know?
The OLED is just a better picture, the same as your Switch. I don't know. She wasn't running into lag issues in hers, and I was running into lag issues in mine. And then some people actually said that there is a difference between the 3 versions, performance-wise. Again, I don't know. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
I'll look it up because I am curious.
Basically, bottom line, if you want a cute game, you know, play with somebody, you know, wherever they are, there's online functionality, there's also local functionality. You know, get this game. Get 2 copies of this game, right?
If you have someone to play it with, yeah.
Get it for you and your kid, get it for you and your friend, get it for you and your lover, whatever the fuck. It's a nice little experience.
Did you say getting Scarlet would be easier to do trading with other players since most people own Violet?
I don't know a whole lot about the trading kind of
community.
The only trading that we got was somebody that came to us and gave us the cat.
Because they needed something and we had something to give. So.
I have been told that Violet is more popular amongst people due to your mount. People like the way that looks better. They probably think that the future sounds more appealing. But I would say just Get whichever. It's what I say with every game, you know. Get whichever one you think the box art legendary looks cooler on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you'll probably find a way to get whatever Pokemon you need if you're looking to complete the Pokédex.
Yeah.
Some way or another.
Due to the online features and whatnot.
Of course, for the online features, you do need Switch Online. I know some people are finicky.
Yeah, you do have to do that, or you don't need it if you're doing local. So, yeah, if you don't have the means or want, but see, that's the thing is, for $20 a year, or what is it, $40, $30 a year, you could have it.
Get the family plan, you know, pull in with a few friends, you know, that have Switches, get the family plan. That's cheaper than paying solo.
Yeah, and then when you're done and you've completed your Pokédex,
there's even
unsubscribe.
If you know, if you just bought a brand new fucking Switch, it's your first game you played, you got right. Throw in that fucking free online for a week code, all right? I'm pretty sure they refresh that every once in a while. Every place does. Just throw it in, do a little taster.
Download the emulation stuff, the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo.
Oh yeah. There's that stuff. It's all good.
So yeah, you know, yeah, don't believe the negative hype, I would say. I think we both have been very thorough on that. There's no reason to believe the negative hype. Like I said, the graphical glitches we spent in the 70 plus hours of gameplay that we have never happened. None of that stuff ever occurred. 2 different models of Switches, 2 different games.
I will say, I know that Sword and Shield got a DLC. People have been trying to hint that maybe this will get a DLC as well. Depending on how quickly they put out that DLC, might change how I feel about this game. If they release the DLC next month, I'm not gonna be too happy.
Because this game was barely completed as is.
Right, but if they release a DLC, you know,
a year from
now, and it's like, you know, $20. Well, I mean, would you?
Yeah, I'll do it with you if they're different for the versions. Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
It's another 20 hours of gameplay. That's
probably. I mean,
would we stream it? That's another story, but
yeah,
we might have to wait until whatever project we're working on is done at the time. But yeah.
Rained on.
No. So you know, this I enjoyed this more than I enjoyed Triangle Strategy. I will say that. And that's probably going to get me a lot of sneers, but it is what it is.
It's a nice little feel-good game with a nice little story, you know?
Good, their focus is on patches. Good. They do need to patch it for the legit problems that it had.
Yeah, I heard that they need to patch out a certain bug-type move and a certain legendary.
Yeah. But I will say this. I didn't run into that many issues for the patching. Anyway, so yeah, if you're waiting for that, don't worry about it. There's nothing to fret with that. This game's definitely worth the paying price. You're gonna pay. You are paying for a relatively done game, other than the glitches and stuff that are minor. And yeah. If you know somebody, pick up the double pack. I guess the bonus 100 balls is kind of nice. Yeah. Oh yeah, we had a fucked up pre-order. They fucked up our pre-order. We pre-ordered on Amazon, and it did not arrive to us as guaranteed on the release day. It showed up on Sunday. So we beat this game in what?
72 hours.
72 hours. So, but I mean, like, how many weeks did it really take us? Like in time playing.
2 weeks, yeah. But we were doing 6-hour sessions at times. So
yeah. So there's plenty of gameplay here. Yeah. This actually took longer to beat than Pokemon Pearl.
Yeah, we started up the stream and there was already people like, oh, I already beat this game, and it's like, okay, dude, cool for you.
Liquid's asking if we're done with the game. For right now, I mean, Meeps is gonna keep playing.
I'll probably do raids, maybe collect shinies. Aside from that, we completed the Pokédex. It seemed
we completed the entirety of the post game.
Yeah, it's a little disheartening. I didn't see any sort of battle stadium. Usually Pokemon games have like a post game of like a stadium.
What do you do in the stadium?
You just do like ranked battles and shit.
Well, that's probably because the raids is the replacement for that.
Maybe. I mean, I'm
and you still have access to PvP.
That is true. I do like the if you go into the Poke Portal, I do like that they have news for the fucking upcoming events. That's a nice touch.
Oh yeah. I should show that.
I don't recall that being in older games that much. You know.
Oh, wait a minute. Where's the news? Oh, I have to be online. Battle Stadium.
Oh well, shit.
It is. It's in the menu.
Oh well, there it is.
Then there's Link Battle for solo, battle friends solo or in pairs. Mystery gift, which is to redeem special stuff, whatever. But yeah, I mean, you know, there's the Terra Raid battle. That glitched out a couple of times pretty hard.
That glitched out. If you're thinking about getting this game, maybe wait until that gets, you know,
Patched. Yeah. What's the my next game on the list? Octopath Traveler doesn't come out till February. That was the one I was excited for. So probably Bravely Default 2.
You were saying Bravely Default 2. However,
I also said Metroid Dread.
However, the holidays are coming up. Do you think you would have enough time
to beat it? Probably.
I would.
Because we spent a lot of time streaming this because the chairmen are out of town. Two of our chairmen were busy.
Yeah.
So we substituted it with streaming this. Whereas I would go back to streaming gameplay footage 2 to 3 times a week instead of 5.
Yeah, I would definitely try to factor that in.
So, I still think I could do it.
Okay.
For what it's worth. You know why? Here's the reason why. Is at least in Bravely Default 1, it always told you what you needed to do next. And where you need to go with a little blue or yellow exclamation point. So there's not going to be me coming back not knowing where to go. Yeah, I was enjoying my playthrough of Metroid Dread. And then I stopped. I didn't finish it because I got about, I played it, 2 days back to back, kind of, on my day off, and I got like 90% of the way through the game, or 80%.
How much more detailed your crest is than mine?
Because it's for wine. Actually, I think those are olives.
No, they're for grapes.
Oh, you're right. They did say grapes. Yeah, they're wine. It's wine. Yours is orange cocktail.
Team Mimosa.
Team Mimosa.
Wait, what'd you make me the other day?
I made you a cocktail called Boche Ball, which is orange juice and amaretto.
Team Boche Ball.
Team Boche Ball. And mine is Team Vino Brandy. Did you ever play Dragon Quest Builders? No, I have not played Dragon Quest Builders. I've played Dragon Quest the I one. The one where it's like Zelda Hyrule Warriors. It's a Warriors version of a Dragon Quest game. Where you run around and you murder every...
It's probably just called Dragon Quest Warriors.
I don't think it is, but it's something in the tree of something. In the Blight Below or some shit. I played that. I haven't played Builders yet. So so upcoming stuff for the live stream, it'll probably be Bravely Default 2.
Tomorrow we're probably doing Lost Odyssey.
Yeah, no, I'm saying future this show. Yeah, Thursday nights is the Hobo Head Crab show where we're doing Lost Odyssey right now. Friday nights, every other Friday is usually D&D. And we're gonna try to get another board game in there. We learned of the fate of our buddy Scotty. He's become a papa.
Gotta say congratulations to him.
So that's why he's been hiding out now. They got them all in PS Premium right now. Okay. I don't have PlayStation Premium, so I barely own any PS4 games. I own like 9, 8 maybe. It's my smallest little shelf of games.
PlayStation 4 wasn't very good, you know.
As far as like, it had some good exclusives, like Ghost of Tsushima is really good. I enjoyed that. Red Dead 2 was great.
I think the only exclusives
that's about it. Persona 5 Royal I thought was fine. I mean, I'm not kissing its ass like everybody else did. It's a good game, but it's not like world changing or game changing in any way because it's really just it's similar to Persona 3. And I haven't played 4, so you know that's a thing. So, and then Tuesday we have Chairman of the Board show, the regular one. Commander Plunge will be back, hopefully tonight.
Hopefully, dude.
Jeez, they keep delaying his flight. I'm supposed to pick him up from the airport, but
we gotta go, dude.
Not yet. No, he's not getting back till 1:30.
I was trying to end off the video with
well, I'm telling everybody what's going on. Yeah, so what we got getting uploaded now is Wild Arms 4 on the YouTube channel. Wild Arms for the wild without the arms. The arms without the wild. Is what I call it. But that's going up. There's more King's Quest. After King's Quest is going to be PC Building Simulator 2. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Dragon Quest Heroes: The World Tree Woe and the Blight Below. That it is a mouthful of a title.
I'm sure nobody calls it by the whole thing.
I'm sure that nobody does either. And then for the RPG after Wild Arms 4 is Kudelka, which is short, and then after that is Phantasy Star 4. And then I haven't decided what to do after that, but I have talked to Meeps about certain games I need to expedite Let's Plays of, because I worry my PlayStation's going to eventually, 2 is going to die on me.
Right.
And I have a handful of games I wanted to upload. I still got to do the Xenos sagas. I still got... Sorry, just checking something here. So there's that all coming out, and that's covered all the way to like March at 3 episodes a week. And then hopefully the PC building stuff will be further along. So Steam Deck, man, Steam Deck. Yeah. No,
that's who that is.
Yeah, it's a Steam Deck guy. No, I have a nostalgia for playing. Most of the games that are console games, I usually play on my consoles for the sake of recording it and all of that. With a few exceptions, unless they were ported to like a computer.
Oh no, dude! Did the Steam Deck ever get looked into? I heard there were issues with it. Like, the fans were very loud and didn't work properly. You know, there's plenty of videos of people reviewing it, and they look down at their Steam Deck. And there's the early copies that went out to people that pre-ordered, but then the ones that got afterwards were like, you know.
And maybe they fixed that. We just don't know.
There were those, and then I saw complaints about they're practically, emphasis on practically, unplayable in a mobile sense due to you can't actually swap out what game you're playing once you're out of internet reach.
Maybe that stuff's been fixed.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Well, he said they fixed it, yeah.
Okay, cool.
You going to stream Octopath? I've already streamed Octopath Traveler. That was some time ago. That was before I was dual streaming, though.
Yeah.
So if you were here on Twitch, you saw it when I did it. That was 2 years ago. It was before the coup. I streamed it. Yeah, it was in 2019 or 2018. It was right when it came out. I played it for 3 hours and said, I have to stream this. I gotta stream. I gotta play this game. You know, blind. Oh, Octopath. Am I going to stream Octopath Traveler 2? Absolutely. I actually liked Octopath Traveler. The ending was a little weak, but so is Bravely Default's ending was a little weak. It's made by the same people, I believe.
Right.
And Bravely Second was trash, so this is the chance for the series to redeem itself. So that's my feeling on that particular thing. But I will stream that. Will I stream it day one when it comes out? It depends on if I finish whatever I'm streaming at the time. Chances are I'm probably going to stream Bravely Default 2. If I beat that in a reasonable amount of time, I'll go and probably stream Metroid Dread, because that's good. I can finish that in like 2 weeks. And then as a buffer, and if I still need another buffer, I can stream a Mario game. I can stream a platformer. Mega Man 11 or something that I haven't had a chance to 10 or that's not whatever that I haven't had a chance to stream yet. The true final boss in Octopath, it's a tricky fight. It takes some leveling and knowing what members to use. Though I've seen people do it with every configuration, but you also only have so many specialty promotions that you can give to certain characters to make them go to a third class change. So that's a whole bag of shit in and of itself. And then the true final boss in Bravely Default is just knowing how to... I've played the shit out of Final Fantasy V, so manipulating job classes is what I am really good at in a lot of those games. They're grinding the fuck out of the jobs so I can do anything I need them to do. So, and I'm probably going to put in Bravely Default 2 and just play an hour of it on my own just to get a feel for it. So I'm not sitting there going, what do I gotta fucking figure out? What did they change? Why did they change the button? No, I'm probably not gonna go that hard, but yeah, so I will be streaming that at some point. And I don't have to wait for the fucking thing to update while people are like, you're not streaming on time, bro. You said you start at 8:30. It's like 9:15. It's updating.
Shit, dude.
What's up?
My hair is actually orange there.
Aw. I think it still looks more red, though. It matches your red backpack. And your backpack is
But
red.
no, I like that it's orange. Look how neon red it is here.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And then after Octopath Traveler 2, I might go maybe slide back into something more retro. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I thought about doing remake Let's Plays of Lunar, just because I love that game.
Mm-hmm.
Or Legend of Dragoon. I don't know. I'm probably not going to do either of those, so don't get too excited. I do need to get through one Atelier game.
Well, I'll be right here.
Which I have, I think, the first PS3 one, Rorona. And then I have the 2 sequels, so I want to get through that one, because I hear that one's a slog. And then the 2 after are supposed to be actually pretty good. So maybe I'll do that. You know, we'll see. I'm not committed to that, so don't write it down on your calendars if anybody's actually excited to see that. I also wanted to do the remake of Shadow Colossus. And The Last Guardian, I have that. I wanted to stream Ghost of Tsushima at some point too. Tsushima. So those are the 6 games I'm considering. Oh, and Okage Shadow King. I keep putting that on my fucking back burner to do. But it's so obscure. It's like nobody's ever gonna come and watch me play that.
I tried to stream those when I had the old computer.
What about Diablo? I've streamed those, man. I streamed Diablos 1 and 2. I haven't done 3 yet. I've done Torchlight back in the day, and Torchlight 2. And what was the most recent one I did? Titan Quest.
Stream Fate, you pussy.
Eh. So I've done my fair share of those for right now, because I just did. I did that during COVID? Was Titan Quest.
You did that with Super Mario Star, dude.
Did I?
Remember, because we all joined in at Colin for you.
Well, maybe you might be right. Diablo 4 is. I'm not excited for Diablo 4 right now. Diablo Immortal was, you know.
Taste.
You know how people were not too happy about that. I'm not the biggest Blizzard games fan, to be honest with you. I liked Warcraft 2, and Warcraft 3. I never could get into World of Warcraft. I loved StarCraft. I love both StarCrafts. StarCraft 2 is clearly the best. And then Diablos 1, 2, and 3. 3 was okay, but 2 is still the best. So what? What's up?
We gotta get up early tomorrow.
Okay, we'll deal with that. So there is a whole mindset of how I feel about, you know, Diablo. I'm not excited for it. I'll keep an eye on it, you know. Maybe we'll stream it with Hobo, because he's probably excited for it.
Yeah, love the Hobo streams.
Because he wants to start doing Terraria offsetting Lost Odyssey. I think he wants to get through Lost Odyssey faster first, and then every other Thursday we might do Terraria. And then eventually we'll get Meeps to play some Borderlands.
Yeah, eventually I'll get you to put Harvest. Fuck you.
Okay. So, anyway, that's enough for this RPG guy talks video.
You're gonna have to cut it down so much.
I'm not cutting out shit, except maybe the beginning, the 10 minutes at the beginning of the stream where we're just standing there, you know, going and turning in the 400.
That's the whole point. You wanted that.
Yeah, well, that's true. Anyway, that's our opinion on our review of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I am not a fan of most of what Square's been doing with regards to Final Fantasy for many, many years. Oh god. Oh no. So I didn't like Crisis Core to begin with. I played it. I was like, eh. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna get around to it. It would be something that I would play it when it's on sale, and when it's I just can't think of anything to stream. You know, that's just how I feel about that. It's nothing personal to people who liked Crisis Core. It's just, as a hardcore Final Fantasy, OG Final Fantasy fan, Crisis Core did nothing for me. I put it not in the same vein as Dirge of Cerberus, but I put it in the same vein as like Final Fantasy X-2. There's some probably interesting gameplay mechanics, but the stories are whatever. They're not the most interesting thing in the world. And I'd rather stream more entertaining, more interesting games, in my opinion, than Crisis Core remakes. So anyway, that's just my opinion too. You know, there are people who like Crisis Core, and they have their reasons for it, you know, and that's fine. There's also people who really like the story in Dissidia, which I thought was kind of ridiculous, but whatever. There were people who like Strangers in Paradise, the retelling of Final Fantasy 1, or like a prequel to Final Fantasy 1, or whatever the fuck it was. But I did not enjoy the story to that. So and yeah, they fucked that whole thing up story wise. So with that said, thanks for stopping by, guys, and we thank you for those of you who stuck with us through the whole stream of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So thanks for stopping by, guys. I'm your host, the RPG Guy. With me is the beautiful Meplus.
Hello.
And we will see you guys next time.